We're back here. It's been a couple days since I gave them bales. We're gonna go fence some corn so we can let them in there. Join me along and we'll go get some cows and some standing corn. It's cold start season for the Snowa. Oh, listen to her purr. Nice. I'm blocked in. Let's go. So I'm getting the fencer going. This is the quarter they're on, and this fence goes back to the place. And then what I've done is I just energized this top barbed wire. And there's no insulators, but it's all insulated at the end. It's just stapled to these wood posts. We lose a little bit of juice by the time it gets over to that cornfield, but it ain't much. Anyways, we'll juice her up and see what we get. Okay, we're out in the field. Remember in the videos when we were chopping corn, we chopped these strips across this field. This field runs this way, but we chopped field strips across this way so I can run a wire. The first patch is the smallest, so it's just a little square and a little square over there. See them cows? They've been looking at this gate, walking to this gate for the last 2 days, wondering when I was gonna come open it, but they've been on full feed of hay, plus I just gave them a wagon of silage, and they're seeing me over in the corn and they're bellering wanting to get in here. So be no coaxing to get them in. They're gonna come right in. So I'm gonna run my wire first, turbo wire, poly wire. We'll run it across, and then I'll put the step-in post on the way back. I've got to be careful because there's water down there. I came with a pickup this morning, the other pickup, and I damn near got stuck down there in the mud. So interesting times for winter. So weird to have water out here. I wonder how, there's standing water right there. I wonder how muddy that corn's gonna be. We'll hook this wire over to that one of them wood posts over there. And I don't cut the poly wire every time. Those are in them Gallagher spools. They're wooden spools. So if you set them just very gently on the ground, the wood's insulator, and they don't really short out. And then I just make a loop in the wire and then pull it tight, or a loop in the poly wire, then I pull it tight and I hook that loop on a piece of actual wire. And then I just pull that loop out. I never have to cut that wire. Good enough for cows. What this is grazing corn. So this is actually, see if I could find you. Well, that one's not. This is actual corn there. There's a little different color. So about a third of them are like this, the burgundy in color. Every time I've tested it, it always tests a little higher in protein and a little lower in starch. But you look at the cobs and the kernels are a lot smaller. Anyway, this was planted with a air seeder, 20 inches on center. You see how small them kernels are? They're almost like popcorn, you know how small they are? So there's not a lot of dough and a lot of starch, and that's what helps so they don't bloat as easy. Well, we popped that up. Now I gotta make a little jumper to go from the hot fence over to this poly wire. I grabbed it earlier to see what 5.5 felt like with rubber boots on and standing on some snow. It got me excited. Basically, I'm just gonna launch this over and it's gonna hook on there, and that's gonna be good enough. That's good enough. Let's see what we got for juice in this. 5.1, and I bet you if I took a knee to ground this thing out, yeah, so it gets a little more, 5.6. That's good enough for cows. It's gonna keep melting and the ground's gonna be wet and the ground's not frozen, so they'll get a good shock if they try it. We got a super nice wide lane here too this year. I've done it where it's only been 16 feet, and then they just can see the corn, and now they're gonna have to walk across here and nothing to do out here and then try to breach it, and I just don't feel like they're gonna, I don't think we're gonna have any troubles with that. They're right there. Let's go over and let them in. I always enjoy letting them in the first time. This year is actually pretty decent and weather's good. We don't have any calves on them. It's gonna be kind of a gravy train for them for a while, and last winter kicked my butt, so I'm trying to treat them a little nicer this year. They know the routine. These old girls here, ones that have been around, definitely know what's up. This gate seems awful tight. Might end up having to cut the loop. I don't have a stretcher with me. I'm gonna put some brute force into it, see if I can get it though. I always say if these cows knew that they could help me, we'd get into stuff a lot easier. Like when you got your pickup stuck or your tractor stuck, they'd all just push. Get it. Hey, cows don't know how to talk. Oh, it's like a 40-foot gate. Kind of like to swing it that way, girls. Wait till I say you can go. Yeah. Get it down on him. They're pretty full today, which is good. They didn't just charge in there and they just go right to eating them. The one thing that I've noticed also is when you're grazing standing corn versus like a cornfield where they find ears that have fallen off, most of the time the ears that fall off in a cornfield, there's no husk on it because it got either bumped out of the husk when it fell from the plant, or the combine stripped it and it rolled off of the head. So when they eat these, they have no choice but to eat the husk and the cob and the part of that stem all in one every time. Very rarely can they eat just straight corn without that extra roughage in there. So that helps you too when you do the standing corn. Here's gonna be our biggest problem. There's still about 6 deer or 10 deer that hang around here. They're probably gonna knock that wire down, but hopefully these cows kind of encompass this whole area today and tonight, and they keep the deer out of this little patch. Watch her biting that. So she's got the whole ear, husk and all, in there, and she's trying to snap it off of the, and she gave up. We'll go drive around the other side. Last year it was freaking 2.5 foot of snow on the level. You could barely get a tractor around out here. This is a lot nicer. It won't take long to lap this up. That'll be good. Then these patches will get bigger as we go along. They'll get bigger where we give them more corn at a time, and then when we get way over east to where that other field is at, then those fields get pretty good size. I mean, they're 10-12 acre chunks. At that point, they've been on it for a couple 3 weeks. Their stomach should be good to go. Well, there you go, guys. You got a little taste of the corn grazing. So these cows have got corn, now they got hay, and we'll give them a little bit of silage every other day, every third day, depending on the weather. But they're gonna be good to go here. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one. It's corn grazing season now. Phyllis is in Arizona. We haven't even really talked about Phyllis lately. It's kind of where I want to go. Anyways, thanks for watching. Put your comments and questions down below. I'd love to hear from you. And subscribe. I want to get to 10,000 subscribers before I don't. You'll probably have this video out after the first of the year, but let's have it our goal for, no, you don't need to put any of that in there, Dane. We don't need to sound desperate. If you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't, don't. If you're embarrassed to watch it in your own room, quietly, where no one can see you watching it. Oh boy, a couple more coming, then we're late to the party. Peace, we'll catch you on the next one.